Hello and welcome to another reaction video. Now, when you're traveling the world and visiting foreign countries, there are some things that you just don't do, whether that's because it's against the law or it's against their culture or just against the norm of the country. And in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a video titled 7 Things You Just Don't Do in Germany, and it's from James Bray. Now, he's a popular YouTuber. He's traveled around. He's visited Germany many times. I believe he's in the Air Force, which, based on his hairdo, you could have fooled me. But maybe that's the way they do it in the Air Force. It certainly wasn't the way we did it in the Army back when I was in. But seems to be a pretty decent, down-to-earth guy. Like I said, he's traveled Germany many times, and being somebody who has also been in Germany many times, I want to see just what these 7 things are that he's claiming you just don't do in Germany. So let's just jump into the video.
Okay, so last year I traveled to Germany for my first time ever, and then I wound up traveling back and forth to Germany about 3 different times, which was super cool. But before my trip, I had a lot of things leading up to it that I wanted to make sure that I did and I didn't do when I got to Germany. And I watched a lot of videos.
Okay, that's something that he does that a lot of people don't do, and that's researching the place you're going to before you go, so you don't fall into those uneasy, awkward circumstances where you're doing something that you really shouldn't be doing, but you didn't know because you didn't research beforehand. So I give him major props for doing a little bit of research before he went.
Videos surrounding those topics, so I decided to make my own video letting you guys know what I've learned as far as what you should not do when you go to Germany. And these are all recommendations and pieces of advice from you guys. I actually asked the question on my Instagram story, what are some things tourists should not do when visiting Germany? And if you guys have any, let me know in the comments down below. Now, there's the obvious, but then there is the not so obvious that people don't tend to think about. So we're gonna get into that and a lot more in this video. So without further ado.
Now, I'm assuming that he's asked Germans on his Instagram, not fellow Americans, because he does have a lot of German followers.
Our first piece of advice from one of you guys was never hold your arm at a 45-degree angle. And I'm pretty sure you can imagine why. Okay. Don't commit crimes. Y'all are wild, bruh. Y'all are wild. Next one says, 14. I don't know what that means. Was bedeutet das? Go to Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof at night or go to Hamburg St. George at night. I'm pretty sure it's like St. Pauli, right? I've been at the Hamburg Hauptbahnhof at night and I've been at St. Pauli at night, and I ain't gonna lie, bruh, there's some truth to this. The druggies in Hamburg, bruh, different breed. Now, no one out overtly bothered me. There was one time though, I was walking from my hotel to meet up with somebody at the Hauptbahnhof, and this homeless dude walked up behind me, and mind you, I didn't have my camera out or anything. I was just walking, and dude walked up behind me and started barking. Now, I didn't even hear him. The dude sounded like a ninja. All I heard was barking, and I screamed like a little girl. I was like, ah! You know, I was turned up because I'm like, who the hell? I didn't even see you. I thought you were gonna kill me. Oh my God. And I will be very frank, at night by the Hauptbahnhof in Hamburg, I have never seen that much human fecal matter on the ground in my life. When my friends and I were walking back to our hotel, some of us may or may not have stepped in a copious amount of human fecal matter. It was absolutely abominable, man. When I literally say, when them druggies gotta go, they gotta go wherever the heck is convenient for them. So there's this big apotheca right outside the Hauptbahnhof Süd by that exit, right? And at night, it's completely riddled with trash. The cleaning crew always has to clean all that stuff up, but then in true goblin fashion, the very next night, it goes back to being riddled with trash, especially on the weekends. There'll be beer bottles everywhere, empty fast food containers, puke. There's copious amounts of puke and fecal matter, and I was thoroughly shocked. It does give the sense of uncomfortability scary though, for sure. And I can only imagine women out there probably feel 100 times as uncomfortable as I did by the Hauptbahnhof. At night, I'm not sure about during the day. During the day, it wasn't too bad, but at night, man, it was like the goblins was out. In St. Pauli, it's like people get so drunk and stuff, they don't care about what they do. So there's a lot of incidences where people get real rowdy. Fights break out sometimes. There's a lot of druggies in St. Pauli, so people be doing crazy shiznit. It's a fun time, but you need to be very aware of your surroundings. So if you do decide to go to St. Pauli, go with a group, because it'll be safer that way. If you're by yourself, good luck. Good luck, because if you look like a lick, they'll tag you up. Next piece of it.
Okay, so wow, he really went off on that one. I have to second that though. I have been at the Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof at night after hours, and it is a little sketchy. I have photos actually of my wife talking to a one-legged man at the train station, which was kind of funny. I mean, he was polite and, you know, courteous, but I do get it. But important note here, this isn't just Germany. You go to New York City in some places after dark, and it's gonna be as bad, if not worse, in some places. It just comes with a large city. Hamburg is the second largest city in Germany. You're gonna have a lot of things happen at night when the sun goes down and most people go home. Drug addicts or homeless or, you know, vagrants or just obnoxious drunk people, fecal matter all over the place. I really don't want to see that, but I haven't been to that one myself, so I don't know. I'm gonna take his word for it. He's been there, and Hamburg is actually one of the top places that we may move to. So that's something I should probably keep in mind if, in fact, we do move there. But we aren't going to be moving into the city. We'll be outside the city, so I won't be needing to be around that at night, which is good.
Advice, don't be a dickhead, okay? If you're out there, act like you have some sense. I get what this means.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that travel out there to Germany and stuff like that, and they act like they don't have a brain cell in sight. So don't be a dick. I get that. Common sense. The next one is the forbidden sign, or words, man. So don't say the stuff that they were saying during World War II. Because there are some like people who lean in a specific direction and they support those old values. So it better not be you. Because if you travel out there and do that, people might physically beat you the hell up. I'm just saying. This next piece of advice actually isn't.
Okay, some of these are very self-explanatory and very, like you said earlier, common sense. If you do those things while visiting Germany, you are asking for trouble and you are just a, like you said, dickhead. You are ignorant. You have no place being anywhere but your living room.
Experience, and it says literally had tourists busting into my school's classroom because it's an old building and they wanted to look inside. So don't make assumptions. We call them B&Es. I'm not sure if you guys do the same in Germany, but breaking and entering, don't break and enter into an establishment you know nothing about. Come on, man. At least ask questions before you just act, because people have this sense of entitlement, especially Americans when it comes to visiting foreign countries, and it can get pretty
Truer words have never been spoken.
diabolical. Next one is just respect our laws and don't treat the country like a theme park, then it's good. Obviously, it's a regular country like anywhere else. It has laws, it has regulations, it has rules. Read them before you get there and abide by them, because if you don't, you might find yourself in a jail cell. Next one is don't go to Bayern or east side of Germany. I've heard this a lot. Now, I need you guys to let me know in the comments down below right now. Y'all know I'm in the military, it's not a secret. Even my military homies told me was not to go to East Germany if you are a person of color, because they don't take too kindly to people of color. Not just black people, but Hispanic people, Arabic people, anybody that's not white, they basically say don't go out there. And outside of the military too, the locals from Germany will literally say don't visit East Germany. But I'm getting conflicting information because when I have a camper tour planned, right? And a lot of you guys are giving me cities and locations that are in East Germany. So I'm like, honestly, I'll visit. I don't care. I didn't care anymore. I mean, I'll see what's up with it or whatever. If people are mean, they're mean. Cool, you know? I'm just there to see the beauty of the east side. I've heard that it's more racist in the eastern side of Germany. I'm not sure how true that is. Y'all can let me know in the comments down below. Why should I visit the east of Germany and why shouldn't I? Because what I'm being told is what multitudes of people are being told. It's not just me. Other people were told the same thing. I've asked, have you heard anything bad about Germany? And they're like, yeah, the east side of Germany. Don't go to the east side of Germany. If you stay on the west side of Germany, you're good. And they actually say, go to Bavaria. So it's funny that this person's like, don't go to Bavaria. I think it's because people think that once you see Bavaria, that will be your biggest representation of Germany.
I say Germany, what's the first thing that you think of?
Man, sauerkraut, man.
Hell yeah!
It's almost like Americans telling Germans and everybody worldwide, don't go to Texas first when you visit America.
You throw trash on Texas highways.
Jeez.
Go to any other state before you go to Texas. Because if you go to Texas, that will be your first impression of America. And you'll think that we all wear cowboy hats and tote guns, but we don't wear cowboy hats. But most of us do have guns, I ain't gonna lie. Next one is...
Okay, I'm not entirely sure about this one, and for obvious reasons, I've never had an issue. Not to say there isn't an issue, but I've never heard anybody mention East Germany being less pleasant for certain races of people. I would like to hear my audience's comments, especially from Germany, if this is true. I'm sure there's some semblance of truth to this. Just like here in the United States, I was stationed in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and there was some black guys in my platoon, and they told me, look, because we were going to go out to some town, and it was like on a Sunday in the afternoon, and they said, we won't step foot near that place noon on Sunday. And I didn't believe them, and I don't have to deal with that. So that's one thing that I feel for, you know, people like James and others, that they get that racism. And obviously I've never had it. So I don't know about this one. I want to hope that it's not as bad as he made it sound, because I have been to Munich in Bavaria. I have been to East Berlin. And I've seen people of color over there. But, you know, again, I'm assuming everything was fine, and it may not have been. So please leave a comment down below if this is true, or to what extent that's true.
Try to drink the Germans under the table. The Scots already tried that and failed. I tried that. There's clips of me on the internet.
I just want everybody to make sure that whatever dream you're following right now that's very unorthodox, continue following.
What?
Pretty drunk because I thought I could outdrink y'all. Listen, I'm coming back. I'm training right now to boost my alcohol tolerance.
You're an alcoholic.
So I'm gonna try to outdrink you guys. This will be round 4, because the round 1, 2, and 3, I lost. I built my tolerance up. The first 2 times, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I almost saw Jesus. I almost saw the light. I drank so much, I was like, oh. So anyways, challenge accepted. Y'all trying to drink me under the table, I got you. Beer off my noggin. A person says also, don't.
That is entirely true. My first time over there, I actually turned 21 in Germany, so I drank a lot, actually, underage here, but shh. And you have no idea how strong and how big the beers are over there until it's too late. But I will say that once I was over there for a couple years and I came back to the States and I had some of our American beer, I didn't feel anything. It was pathetic. I didn't get a buzz at all. Like on New Year's, it was terrible. So yeah, but I don't think you want to try and drink anybody under the table. I think you have kind of a problem drinking if you're trying. I mean, the Germans don't drink to get drunk. Normally, there's the younger crowds, and there's a certain people that, true, they go out to get drunk. But typically, the drinking culture over there is to socialize. It's to have a good time. It's not to go get drunk and see how much you can drink before you pass out. So I'm older now and a little bit wiser, so I drink to have fun and to socialize, not to just get trashed, because I don't recover as fast as I used to.
Don't say something bad about Kartoffeln. Yeah, don't do that. That's like a fast track to get banned from Germany. That's how you get banned. This next one says, don't talk to people on the train. That's true. Don't bother people. Everybody's trying to get to their destination as quietly and as peacefully as possible. And no, they don't want to fucking talk to you. Don't talk to them, okay? Thank you. Next one.
Okay. I wouldn't talk to random people on a train here in the United States either, unless, something comes up and a conversation starts, but I'm not going to go bother people anywhere I go. So I don't know that this is a German thing necessarily. It could be just a courteous thing, right?
Mitten auf dem Weg stehen, geht an die Seite und guckt dann auf eure Telefonkarte. It basically says, don't just stop in the middle of the walkway.
Yeah, don't.
And check your phone and your map or whatever. Make sure you step off to the side so you're not in people's way. That's very fucking important. The next one is don't behave
everywhere.
like I Show Speed. I Show Speed is a nut, okay? He got big being overtly obnoxious. And he does it at the expense of others a lot of times, so it is very embarrassing. Also, there's this huge wave of content creators worldwide. People are doing the wildest things for clicks when they travel. It's diabolical. So don't do that. I try not to do that at all. If I am very amped up, I'm in an area where I'm allowed to be amped up and it's very positive and people are very reciprocating of that energy, but I know when to turn it off. Just be very cognizant of when to be on point. You can have fun, but just don't make other people feel uncomfortable. It's just common sense. Be respectful. Next one says,
That goes without saying, right? I hate these people that go somewhere and they're so over the top just to get clicks, just to get followers and views and whatever. What they're doing is making a fool out of themselves and making everybody else from wherever they're from look bad, because then the next time, if I go over, I don't even know who I Show Speed is. I've never heard of him, so I don't know what he's talking about. But I don't want to be associated with that. So just chill out. Respect the people that you're around, no matter where you are.
Ready to order and pay when you're standing in line. This is actually giving you advice as far as make sure you're preparing to pay for your food or your groceries when you get in line. Trust me, I went through that experience myself. I did not prepare myself for the speed of the cashiers in Germany. They are demonically fast. So go to the grocery store or wherever you're paying for your food with a plan. Make sure that you know what you're gonna say, what you're gonna do, have your money already out, and have a way to bag your items. Because if you don't, they'll pack you up. The next one says, don't talk about the history. Yeah, needless to say, don't do that, bro. Germany's made a complete 180 from where it was. It would not do you any justice if you brought that topic up in a malicious way. You can ask about it, you can inquire about it, right? But don't make that the main point of your conversations when you're out there, and don't talk about it in a malicious way. I do get that, because the second time I went to Germany, everywhere I went, people are like, oh yeah, this is where the buildings were bombed and da-da-da-da, this. And so I had a few questions and people were very respectful. They gave me the information I was looking for, and that was that. So just be respectful. If you have any questions, ask them, but be respectful. Okay, shit.
Okay, so there's a time and place to bring certain topics up, and it's not going to be everywhere. So I agree. If you're visiting museums or memorials or historical buildings and structures, and that's kind of the point of that area, by all means, ask those questions if you don't know, because a lot of what we're taught in history books may not be entirely true. So you can get a first-hand account or from somebody whose family was around at that time. Bottom line, like he said, be respectful. Don't make fun of it. Don't make jokes about it. But don't just bring it up randomly outside of the context of what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Also, bonus thing, if someone's staring at you, like they're staring through your soul, you don't have to engage them in conversation. That's just how people are in Germany. I know there's like millions of videos on that, the stare. And it's so funny because in the comment section, everyone's like, the German stare is a myth. I don't know what you're talking about. And you know who's been saying that? Germans. Newsflash, y'all stare. We all know that. I know that. The next person knows that. Y'all be staring, bro, putting laser beams in our bodies and shit, which I get it because it's a cultural thing. You're curious. It's not malicious. It's just like, oh, interesting, cool. Now, I'm gonna also debunk this other shit that I've been seeing on the internet recently. I know people are doing this bullshit for clicks, but I'm gonna squash it. So you can clip this and share it with people. My fellow black people out there that think that Germans be staring because they're racist, stop that shit. It's a cultural thing. Germans stare in general. That's just how the culture is. Every American, every person that travels to Germany is like, ooh, why are they looking at me? Do I have something on my face? It's not because you're black. It's not because you're green, purple, blue, whatever. It's just because they're curious. It says, drive.
I have noticed that a couple times, but maybe I'm just oblivious to it because it's nothing that's ever bothered me. I will catch somebody staring, but I wouldn't call it like a death stare or staring right at me. You know, it's just people look around and their gaze might end up on you for a little bit longer and then move on. I've never had an issue with it. That's not something that I think about. I always hear it from other people, but I've never witnessed it myself. And again, maybe I'm oblivious to it and everybody's just looking at me and whatever, look, I don't care.
With a bike or e-scooter only on bike roads and stuff, and don't be a ghost rider. For me, I used an e-scooter and an e-bike for the very first time ever in Germany. I was in Köln, and I was actually like going through the city with some subscribers that were showing me around, and I was terrified. I kept jumping off the e-scooter and jumping off the e-bike. Some of y'all saw me out there struggling, and people were taking pictures and laughing and making memes and stuff. So if you see me out there next time, just know I've probably gotten a little bit better. I hope. Oh God, dude. This is a really good piece of advice. Do not walk in the bike lane. I'm so serious. Those bikers in Germany, man, are a whole nother beast. They're like human wasps, man. Like, they don't play. They're even vicious to each other when they're on the bike lane. If you walk in the bike lane, you'll hear, man, Alter, blah, blah, blah. They'll be yelling at you and shit, cursing you out, and making you feel like you're the most insignificant being on the planet. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. All right.
Okay, now that, I was going to mention that if he didn't bring that up, is walking in the bike lane. And when I was in Berlin, I happened to be taking a picture of something, and I was in the bike lane, and Seth in Berlin turned around and said, hey, watch out. And there was a bike coming. Luckily, it didn't cause big scene or big accident. I stepped out of the bike lane real quick and I smiled at the guy and nodded as he went by, and he smiled and nodded back. So it was a cordial interaction there, but I didn't even think about it. I totally forgot that there's a walking lane and a bike lane. But after that, I made sure to pay attention to where I was because that dude wasn't slowing down much. And I know that if it would have been an impact, it's entirely my fault. So, yes, that one, you just don't do it. You need to pay attention. Here in the United States, they don't have those. Usually the bike lane is in the street, which is super dangerous a lot of times. And then the sidewalk is for walking. A lot of times there'll be signs on the sidewalk saying no skateboards or rollerblades, when those used to be a thing, and bikes. But people do it anyway, so that we don't think about it because we don't have that separation.
Hey, the next one says talking or calling on your phone loud in public, for example, on the U-Bahn, S-Bahn, tram, or buses. So I did see people that did that. I got to witness it firsthand and it was ridiculous. I tried to make sure I kept my volume down. I also live in Korea, so here in Korea, people are the same way. When you're on trains, be respectful of your surroundings and shut the fuck up. Okay, simple. Another person said,
that's true. It should be true everywhere. I hate, especially when they're wearing an earbud and they're talking super loud, like in the grocery store waiting in line or something. You can hear the entire conversation. Like, either wait until you're outside and in your car or somewhere else, or just speak a little soft, because we don't all care about your conversation.
Don't use the Deutsche Bahn. I would say use the Deutsche Bahn if you don't have to be anywhere at a specific time. If you have to be anywhere at a specific time, take a taxi or drive yourself. Any other means of transportation besides the Deutsche Bahn. The next one says, don't look as good as you. Thank you. I didn't realize I looked so good. So when I travel to Germany, I gotta make sure I don't look this good. Next one, go to the Frankfurt Bahnhof Viertel. Honestly, Frankfurt's Hauptbahnhof is scary.
Kom maar eens daten, weil het was schon Jugo.
I was there, some lady cussed me out for no reason. She kept saying Ausländer raus and some other stuff, and I was like, damn, I don't even know you like that, the hell? This next one says, I don't know, but after watching your last video, I'm stoked for you. Danke, vielen Dank. So, what do you think? Were those pretty helpful pieces of advice of things not to do as a tourist traveling to Germany? I thought that they were pretty helpful. You guys were very helpful. There were a lot more answers that people provided, but I wanted to get this video out in the middle of y'all giving me these answers. So thank you guys so much for watching. We do have more videos coming soon, and if you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe, because I'm noticing y'all aren't subscribing as much anymore. Subscribe, goddammit. And stay tuned for some upcoming vlogs and other videos I have in store for you guys. And don't forget to let me know what other things I probably shouldn't do in Germany. You can let me know about that in the comments down below as well. Curious, let me know. Peace.
Okay, so overall that was a pretty decent video. I think that's one of a few that actually was mostly accurate. But again, I feel like a lot of those should be applied no matter where you are, not just in Germany, because it comes down to common sense. It comes down to being courteous. It comes down to being aware of your surroundings and not making a fool out of yourself and not making yourself look bad or your fellow country mates look bad because you want more clicks. So I do agree with a lot of those. Some of those I haven't dealt with myself personally, but I want to know from you guys what you thought of those 7 things. It seemed like there was a lot more than 7, but anyway, were they true, accurate? What did he miss? I know that when I go over to Germany, I just try and blend in. I just do what the Germans do. I don't want to draw attention to myself. I don't want to be some arrogant, flamboyant American that thinks he knows everything and you need to, bow to me and service me, wherever I go. I don't want that. That's not me. I want to blend in. I talk German when I can. So I know a lot of people that don't, but let me know. And if you like this video, please give me that thumbs up. And if you want to see more and be alerted to any other videos that I have coming out, please hit that subscribe button. I truly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.